Is New World gonna be another Crucible? New World needs to make up its mind. Either you want to be a PvE game or you want to be a PvP game. You can't be both. It's just not going to work, realistically speaking. So on night, this is basically my second night doing PvP in New World, and I gotta say, the game is fun. When you can actually get in some PvP, the game is actually quite fun. Graphically speaking, it looks just fine. It's got a lot of nice skins. You can see I've kind of gotten a new skin, a new helm. There's a lot of systems in the game in terms of like crafting. There's a lot of crafting systems in the game, and the mobs are okay for what they were originally intended for. You know, I'll show you a clip. I'm gonna show you a PvP clip in a little bit. But the biggest thing in New World is that PvP is few and far between, and the game just doesn't have the PvE to back up the game. Most of the PvP in the game is a lot of repetitive quests. As you can see, like most of my quests here on the right, these are typically just repetitive quests. You know, kill X amount of mobs, kill X amount of mobs, kill X amount of mobs, or, you know, bring me, you know, 10 stone, etc. Like, it's repetitive over and over and over again. You just keep doing that over and over and over again, no matter which part of the map you go to. Like, even though there's different points of interest on the map, each map is basically a copy paste of the whole thing. Like, this map is almost the exact same thing as this map, which is almost the exact same thing as this map in terms of like the mobs, the questing system. They're just areas of contention. So you're basically competing, as you can see here, the different alliances, the different companies or alliances are basically competing over the territory, and you can compete over the territory typically by doing like PvP related quests. And of course, the faction that does the most will end up winning basically the territory. And then eventually there'll be some sort of upcoming war for the small little keeps that they have. But for the most part, whenever you travel from map to map to map, all the quests are pretty much the same. Kill this mob, or kill these mobs, or bring this type of item back, etc. And you will do that. Every single one of these quests are all the same. So in terms of PvE, there isn't anything there that's going to draw out the PvEer who is typically used to like dungeons and raiding and storyline. There's literally no voiceovers in this game, which is okay for what it was originally meant to be. All these things that I talk about are okay if you were doing all these things to gear yourself up for PvP. But that just doesn't happen because a lot of people just don't flag. And even when they do flag, there's no 100% running should cost stamina, without a doubt. People just perpetually run away in PvE and PvP, and there's literally oftentimes no way to catch them. You end up chasing someone for like long periods of time, but then you just end up saying forget it. You're wasting your time chasing after this person. Or some people you just literally can't catch because they're running around, you know, with either a life staff or a fire staff, and they have access to things like speed of light that of course has you know, this stupid dart 40 meters ahead, and then you'll never be able to catch them. Things like this hinder the flow of combat in terms of actually getting people involved in PvP. They literally do everything to avoid getting involved in PvP while being flagged. So while they're doing the PvP quests, they're getting extra XP for killing the mobs because you get rewarded for flagging, but then there's no risk. There's very little risk for someone who just doesn't want a PvP. They can just literally just make a beeline and keep running in just one direction, and there's no hindrance to it. There's nothing to lock you know, an opponent down in place, so to speak. And especially when it comes to a lot of the melee abilities, there really isn't anything to that. They're too short, and three, the ranged abilities that are supposed to like for example, if you're utilizing like Path of Destiny and then you take all 3 points, you really don't get much of a slow out of the passive. It's kind of worthless. I've used it, I've tried it, it really does not work. And of course, it doesn't say how much it slows. It could slow by 5%. I wouldn't even know. So it makes no sense to have this mediocre sort of gameplay. It's not going to retain players long term. Because when you think about what are we going to do to keep players playing, doing these same fetch quests and kill quests over and over and over and over again is not going to retain, you know, a large player base to make the game worth playing. And of course, because people don't want a PvP, or at least because the mechanics allow them to not PvP, that makes the game kind of pointless at this point. There's nothing to look forward to. There's nothing to look forward to. You know, like, you're grinding, but what am I grinding for? I'm not grinding, you know, to get gear and to be able to, you know, there's no ladder. There's no ladder in terms of PvE. There's no raid bosses. There's no dungeons. There's no, like, speed runs, things like that you would see, for example, like in the Elder Scrolls Online. So it's like you're gearing your player, you're gearing your character up, but the intention is to gear them for PvP. But if people are just avoiding PvP and not flagging, then it makes the game actually pointless. There's literally no point to the game outside of just doing these repetitive quests, you know, because literally from region to region to region, it's all the same quests. It's all the same quests, and for the most part, they're all the same mobs, just like kind of like different levels. You might come across a couple of different mobs here and there, but for the most part, you come across zombies, you come across skeletons, you come across wolves, and you basically see these different sort of mobs in every, you know, just about every single region. There's just staple mobs that are just there to help you get geared for what the game was originally intended to do, which was PvP. I'll show you a clip in what I'm talking about in terms of people perpetually running, and you'll also see some of the frustrations of playing you know, melee against someone who has a little bit more range, and how difficult it is to catch people in PvP if they really just don't want to be caught. And I'll show you that right now. Oh, come on. Oh, shit. It's like I really didn't come. Oh. Come on, it's a fucking 2v2. Like, why are you so scared, bro? Like, he was so fucking brave when it was a 2v1, and it was like the moment he's like, oh shit, there's another player here. Time to go. Time to go. And then running up to the high ground. Oh, I see him. Where the hell did he go? Did he just log out? Oh, they got caught by the lynx. Did he just log out? God, these guys are such pussies, man, I swear. See, like, I wish this had a slow attached to it. These dudes just stay running, man. Oh, come on. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Good. Draw the aggro. Watch the bomb. Oh, you guys done fucked up. Where are you going? Shit. supposed to be a 4-second CC. Where did my ability just go? Die. What? Oh God. And the running begins. This is why you don't want... Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I'm fucking stuck. And that's exactly why... You saw how he just completely got stuck? Fuck. Didn't make it. This is why running should cost. Get up. This is exactly why running should cost stamina. This is exactly why running should cost stamina. And there's another shitter over here attacking me. God, people are such pussies, man. I swear, I hate games that just reward being such a pussy. Oh, he came back. I guess that was the other guy. This is why running should cost stamina. 100%, so that you can't do that.